McManus? Oh, man, that sounds like you should have way more money. Why are you playing football? Oh, you're not anymore for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Okay, so he was released before. This is an interesting 2-minute clip. It's not just about this lawsuit. It's about the NFL and the game for real, and the game within the game. Listen to Coach Doug Pederson break this thing on down about the lawsuit, team culture, this flight that they took to London that started this lawsuit, and just why does a player get released? He squeezed all of that in 2 minutes. Let's listen to it.
Yeah, I saw the article that came out. Obviously disappointing to hear the news that took place. Other than that, honestly, being that it's a legal matter at this time, can't really comment until more information is gathered.
But he will.
That's the first I've heard of it, yes. Correct.
I know you don't want to answer, but it alleges that this was like some party scene going on the flight. Is that accurate, or is that not what that flight looks like going on there?
I mean, a typical flight is not that way. It's a business trip. And that's how we approach it from an organizational standpoint, from the league standpoint. So for that, when I read that, that part of it's disappointing.
Doug, was Brandon released because of performance? Is that anything to do with this? Why was he released?
Well, I think there's a couple of reasons. One, performance. I mean, that's obviously in this business, whether it's a coach or a player, it's performance driven, right? Then you start talking about contracts and the amount of contracts and the number of the dollars and cents that go into it a little bit, the age of the player. I mean, there's a lot of things that can factor into, and the fact that, it's a position that it's a key position. It's critical. It's valuable because it gives us as a team points, on the board or not. And then if we have an opportunity to draft somebody, looking forward, then we take advantage of that. So, I think there's several factors, and not just in this case, in Brandon's case, but I think that's the same way with any position that we look at.
But at the time you made that decision, you guys didn't know anything about this? Or
none of this, no,
Okay.
right.
Hey, Doug, how is the seating done on that flight to London? Or is staff separate from players, or is it
And I'm not going to get into a ton of those questions, right now until again more information. But we sit down. I'll just maybe a brief comment. Yeah, we do sit down and we want to make sure that the players are together and the coaches together, staff's together, and things of that nature, and everybody's comfortable and has space.
Oh, Doug Pederson, you're funked up, don't you? You dropped the bottle of beer 11:30. Yeah, it was 11:30. Doug Pederson couldn't help himself a couple times. He was like, I can't get into that, guys, but I will make a comment on it. Remind me never do nothing with Doug Pederson. He leaking. All right, there's 2 levels to this. There's the football level and what happened on that flight. Let me just give you some general. Let me give you a little bit of my understandings. Okay, so talking about why you get released. Performance. Obviously, that's the biggest indicator, right? You ain't playing well. I ain't going to pay you well. I ain't paying you at all if you ain't playing well. So let's get that out. That's too simple. The money. It's interesting, the relationship between performance and money. You're making a lot of money, better be playing up there. Oh, you're not? Then we get into other factors. But you can have a down year and be making a lot of money. But you're not making a lot of money. You're making it down here. You have some great years. Keep going. We'll get to your contract later than you want, but we're going to get there, right? So it's a little bit of a seesaw effect between performance and pay. Okay. Then he said age and upside. And this is the one people hate. Because you're like, who cares how old I am? Look what I did. And then they're like, yeah, but how much longer can you do it, right? They look for the upside. They look for the future. Hey, how much longer can he do this? Probably not long. So if you're over 30, especially if running back some positions, they look at you like you archaic, right? Like you done. I don't care how well you're playing. They're like, yeah, not necessarily interested in another contract. You know what I mean? Move on and show somebody else you can do it. Position, that matters, right? Obviously, quarterback, let you play to the day you die if you're balling. Go ahead. Go, baby. Running back, man, hurry up. Get up out of here, right? Et cetera. He was a kicker, so look, you put points on the board, we care. At the same time, We ain't taking nothing from you. And they didn't release him with knowledge of this, as they said. Sometimes there is some back channel knowledge, like, hey, yo. I'm going to just take him at his word. But I'm just telling you, there's also back channel. They have the FBI working with them. Teams, I know we did when I played, so certainly they still do. They get some intel sometimes. And the last thing is drafts. Like, what? It's just like us. You and your girl on the rocks. Y'all ain't doing so well. You go out to the club one time, and you see 16 people that you're like, physically, I'm interested. I'm going to go home and be faithful. But then it's in your head. Next argument with her, oh, man, you know what? I'm about to draft. I'm about to go back to that club, first round. It's over. Like, you move on because you know there are options. That's all the draft is, forced options. Okay, I know y'all waiting to hear about the party scene on the damn thing. All right, so there's allegations from the lawsuit. We're not here for that because I don't know the details of that. I know the details of the plane ride. So here we go. You get on a plane ride. Front, usually executives. It's two ways they do it. Executives, coaches, staff, and then players. Or, like in Dallas, other places, you balling. You a baller? You up there with the big boys in the first class seats, the big boys, right? So, all right. Here's the plane ride. I've never in my life, and I've been on some plane rides that got kind of rowdy, ever seen it as a party. It can't be. It's impossible. There's never a party scene. It's impossible. Tell you why. One, it's a plane. That economy plus, I am 6'6", 330. Let's just say, thank God these armrests come up. Beyond that, you right here. A lot of times we used to push the seat in front of us down, make it flat so you got a little bed. Beyond that, these aisles are a little tight, homie. They a little crunchy. Beyond that, I can't fully stand up, not because I'm hitting the ceiling. What's all these damn exit little placards coming out the ceiling? You ever see those? We got to duck. They be, oh, you better duck. Every time I go on the flight, oh, you better duck. I'm like, I'm 6'4", I get it. I've been hitting the head before if I missed. And if not, I'm kind of used to this, right? It ain't a party scene. We may be playing cards, gambling. Back in my days, we used to drink, but they don't do that anymore. Point is, party scene, they're trying to take you somewhere it can't be. That's part one. Here's part two. Flight attendants and players. Now, on the plane, you sitting there, and they feed you good. I mean, this is good grub. This is the best buffet you ever had, and it's gourmet. You just sitting there. And then flight attendants, it's 6, 9, 12 of them, and they come on. And like anything in life, you got extremes. You got one flight attendant who is faithfully, happily married, may look good, may not. Point is, she here for the work. About my business partner. How many M&Ms you want? 2? Gone. Not. And then there's these flight attendants on the other extreme. How many M&Ms you want? Oh, you so peanuts? What you talking about? Why you keep hitting my shoulder, move, lady? She fine. Don't lie. But it's 60 of us. Ain't nobody shooting a shot. Ain't nobody stupid. You choose. I say what's up. I put my name in the hat, but I know how this game goes. Okay, come back. You want the M&Ms? You look tired up. You want me to open them for you? You want one? Come on, man. I don't know who these ladies are. I don't know what spectrum they on. They could be the, why did you talk to me? You were messing with me. But the point is, party scene threw me off. I don't know. I ain't judging this fully yet. I'm going to do a little more homework on it. No, I'm not. Point is, you know what it is. Flight attendants, a lot of times come on there. I know a lot of flight attendants that mess with the players. I never mess with a flight attendant simply because if I were messing around single at the time, whoever I wanted to meet was already going to be there when I landed. And I wanted to meet them at the place, not on the plane. Who you? Then you married to her the whole season. She the same flight attendant every road game. I'm not dating you 8 games, and it ain't going to get awkward after the 4th game when we not kicking it no more. You know what I mean? I always thought through that. I was like, no. Even though they were fine. Ooh, some of them fine. And some of them wasn't. And some of them was there to work. I'm saying that for real. I ain't lying. But a lot of them, if I had to guess, you made me say flight attendant on a private charter flight, what do you think, Marcellus? Oh, they trying to holler. Just the way the game goes, right? They actually, a few of them were the homies. They be like, it's a fight to get these charter flights. Because they know, ain't never lotto tickets walking around there squished up, talking about we partying. Nah, we kicking it. You want us to party.